Hey guys, I've been taking a little break from content creation, and I decided on something fun to get back into it. Sorry if I'm spoiling, but there was a leak for the Street Fighter 6 roster, and Dee Jay was on it, so today we're going to scour Omega Dee Jay to look for things which could potentially come to his kit in SF6. Oh yeah, before I forget, credit to Spabobin for providing all the frame data, very useful. His normals aren't so different overall from Ultra, but they do have a few improvements here and there. Close Fear still forces stand, but unlike Ultra, it actually seems to hit all crouching opponents, meaning it gives you a reliable route into his upkicks, which whiff on crouch. Far Strong is now only 4 frame startup compared to 6 at Ultra, making it far more consistent in combos. And Crouch Fierce is only 5 frame startup down from 7, which gives you loads more links into it. It still has an annoying thing where you can't cancel it at max range, but it's less picky than it is in Ultra. Low forward still knocks down, but it now special cancels. You can go into Jackknife Maximum, Machine Gun Upper, and most of his EX moves. Jump down short no longer alters Dee Jay's jump arc. However, if it hits as an air-to-air, it now creates a juggle state, similar to Ryu Jump Strong and the like. This removes one of Dee Jay's most interesting features, but it does give him a nice buff to compensate. While I'm at it, air-to-air jump roundhouse now knocks down, though it loses damage compared to the air-to-ground version. Dee Jay does have a few new normals. Down towards medium kick is a new command normal and overhead. It's alarmingly fast at 15 frame startup, same as Dudley's overhead, so it's pretty much unreactable. But unlike Dudley, Dee Jay can't link out of it, except on counter hit. Towards roundhouse is a new poke. Damage and speed are decent, but it's duckable. If you hit down roundhouse during the hit, you get an invincible flip kick follow-up. You might think you could use it to beat someone trying to punish towards roundhouse, but it doesn't come out on whiff. The main purpose of this TC seems to be that it has juggle potential. Dee Jay has a few juggles into it. Almost all of Dee Jay's changes are to his special moves, and he's actually pretty seriously overhauled here. First, the elephant in the room. Omega Dee Jay is a motion character. I think it's absolutely possible Dee Jay is a motion character in SF6, but I do think it's more likely he'll stay charged, just because charge characters are more rare these days. Dee Jay's Fireball appears to be a prototype for Nash's Fireball in SF5. The light version has the longest startup, but the fastest recovery, as well as the slowest movement speed, matching Nash's Heavy Fireball on all counts. It's quite difficult to combo into, but you can link out of it. The combos never seem to be Dee Jay's optimal routes, though. Heavy Air Slasher has the fastest startup, but the longest recovery. Easy to use in combos, but up close it's punishable on hit, so it's more for Fireball Wars, or maybe FADCs. EX Air Slasher is only a single Fireball. However, if you hit punches again, you get a second one for no additional cost. Again, this works just like Nash's EX Boom. The first Fireball is actually +6 on hit. You can combo out of it pretty easily. Or even loop them in the corner if you want. For 2 bars and above, he's got better routes. If you do both fireballs, it knocks down. Not only that, but you can juggle out of it pretty reliably into towards roundhouse or heavy upkicks. As well as EX Machine Gun Upper for a 2 bar route. Or even EX Sawbot for a 3 bar route. Upkicks are probably nerfed compared to Ultra, but at least you don't need to charge them. None of them go quite so high. And only Light and DX have hit invincibility. They're about as good at hitting directly over Dee Jay's head, which was a huge selling point in Ultra. Light is probably the one you would use for an invincible wake-up option. Like Ultra, it doesn't FADC on hit or block, but it does hit crouchers now, unlike the other versions. Medium seems to be the best anti-air since it has upper body invincibility, as well as higher damage and more corner carry than Light. Heavy is the only version with juggle potential, so you need to use it in Dee Jay's juggles. EX is fully invincible, and can be FADC'd even on block. Unlike Ultra, it has a launching hit, and won't even come out if the launching hit misses. So it's a significantly worse anti-air compared to Ultra. Machine Gun Upper is a bit different. The versions seem to have more range, but it's still really easy for them to fall out of combos. The light version combos from lights, the medium from mediums, and the heavy from heavies. They're Dee Jay's strongest special move enders by a country mile. There doesn't seem to be an incentive not to mash them, since they do more damage if mashed, they're unsafe either way, and they end your combo. The EX version has juggle potential and is extremely reliable in combos due to its fast startup and long reach. It always does the mashing animation, so mashing during it does nothing. In the corner, it juggles to Ultra 2, which is strangely Dee Jay's best Ultra setup. Curiously, Light, Medium, and EX Machine Gun Upper have upper body invincibility. All three are alarmingly good anti-airs in terms of success rate and damage. Although the final hit can fall out. Heavy has lower body invincibility instead for whatever reason. It's horribly unsafe, so I can't picture using it like that. Rolling Sawbot is quite a bit different. The light version has a new animation with better properties across the board. And it keeps its low invincibility, though it's more unsafe on block at -7. Medium Rolling Sawbot combos from lights and mediums, and is the most reliable meterless ender at range. While Heavy Rolling Sawbot combos from heavies, and is again the most reliable ender. For medium and heavy, FADCing to extend the combo is still quite good. But rather than doing FADCs, you could instead use EX Sawbot, renamed Maximum Hurricane. It's Dee Jay's 2-bar EX, and the damage is extremely high. It's definitely a decent 2-bar route. And Dee Jay hits the Omega standard of 400 damage for a 2-bar grounded punish. It's unsafe, but you can FADC it. FADCing the third hit gives you a juggle, but the only route seems to be a weak Ultra 2. And obviously, FADCing a 2-bar special takes your whole super meter. It does go through fireballs, but you have to be kind of close or it'll fall out. Dee Jay actually has one new special move, Waning Moon. The motion is half circle back kick. This seems to be a prototype for Nash's Moonsault Slash. The startup, damage, and recovery of all versions are the same. The only difference seems to be range, and since it goes over crouching opponents, it's important to pick the right version. The startup is quite long, but all versions are safe on block, and if he's hit out of them, he's airborne. On hit, Dee Jay can link out of them. The meterless versions aren't overheads, but the EX one is. It's 23 frame startup, which is quite slow for an overhead, but the fact that you can combo out of it gives it huge reward at least. Notably, you can combo standard crouch fierce to EX Waning Moon on counter hit. But since there are no guaranteed counter hit punishes in SF4 besides breaking focus, this is nowhere near as useful as it would be in SF5 or SF6. Still, you can make some pretty cool looking combos with it. Dee Jay Super is significantly stronger and combos from basically all enders, just like most supers in Omega mode. Notably, it's safe on block, but if the opponent crouches, the last hit whiffs, which makes Dee Jay punishable. Super no longer cancels to Ultra 1, which was previously Ultra 1's main combo setup. Appropriately, Ultra 1 has basically 0 setups now besides the opponent's Fireball. Ultra 1 is a motion now, as you probably guess. QCF, Upkicks. The only setup I can find is EX Fireball to level 2 Focus, which is very difficult and not especially rewarding. Ultra 2 now has a juggled version that's significantly weaker, and he seems to have no free juggle state to get the full connect version. It's fairly easy to juggle into it. But it's not even especially stronger than his normal enders. For any cancel to EX Fireball FADC, Ultra 2 is fast enough to work after the dash, and doesn't require the crumple like Ultra 1 does. This actually does good damage, and is potentially a combo worth using. Looking at this kit, the things I can see maybe coming to SF6 are the flip kick, the TC, and potentially the motion inputs. Over the years I've had so many people telling me DJ being motion fixes his problems a lot. I kind of agree, I guess. Having poor combos to build charge, and poor ways of moving while keeping charge make DJ notably worse than characters like Guile or Dictator. But needing to have charge to do special moves is almost always a significant downside that you have to play around. So while DJ obviously becomes stronger from not needing to charge, I don't know if I'd say outright that his gameplay design is better. My solution wouldn't be making him motion, but giving him new ways to play around needing his charges. I think motion DJ does feel better in this game, but only because it removes weaknesses when he has too many. I think I'd be equally happy with a charge or motion DJ in SO6. Anyway, here are some B&Bs.